Wait, is this the 500th video?
Yes, it's the 500th video.
Wow, that's so cool!
Yeah!
Okay, so I had a relief maths class this morning, Year 8 maths, and I think a number of the students were having trouble doing this. This was their work. They were left with some worksheets to finish off. I think they've got some sort of assessment coming up on Friday, actually. So this would have been good before their assessment to polish this off. But a number of them were getting stuck. So let's just take a look at some of these. It's basically algebra. Let's have a quick revision of algebra and go through some of these questions to see how it should be done. Right, just turn the pen on. Can I draw on this? Yes, I can. And we're good to go. Okay, well, let's just work for the first few, I guess, for starters. We have 3a. Excellent. Someone else came and gave us 6 more of them. And we also had 2b. Well, we can only collect like terms. The b is different. The a's, however, we can put that together. We can say, oh, I started with 3. Someone gave me 6 more. How many do I have now? Well, now I have 9. So it's 9a. What it isn't is 9a squared. You can't say, okay, 6 and 3 is 9. And then I've got an a there and another a there. So it must be a squared. No, it must not be a squared. We're simply talking about you had 3 things, the thing being an A, but you had 3 of them. Someone else gave you 6 more of those things. You now have 9 of them. So just 9A. That 2B, though, that's still around. We can't just ignore it and not write it. It's still hanging out there. We just can't combine our A and our B. They are not like terms. So there we go, 9a plus 2b. Let's go to the next one. I start with 4t. I'm given another 5t, and this is not a t, so we'll just talk about the t's. Start with 4, have another 5, end up with 9 of those t's. Do I have anything else? Yeah, I do. I've got 6 e's just sort of hanging around. Right, let's jump down a bit. Let's do f. 6q plus 3q, okay, well that's 9q, plus 8q squared. Wow, 9 and 8 is 17, but no, stop. This is a q, that's a q. They are like terms, we can group those. Yes, we have 9q. This isn't a q. Now I know it's got a q as part of it, but it's not, it's q squared. That is different. Like terms can have different numbers in front, that's just the number of how many of them you have, but they need to have the same power. They have to be raised to the same power. And in this case, q squared is different from just q. So what we actually have is 9q, and we have our 8q squared left by itself. Right, let's go down. 8p plus, oh, I should say I'm doing I. 8p plus 3r plus 7r plus 2p. Okay, well, let's just look at the p's. I've got 8 and I got another 2. I now have 10p. Anything else? Yep, the r's. We keep them separate from the p's, but I started with 3. I've got another 7. I've got 10p, but I also have 10r as well. Let's go across here. Goodness me, this one looks long. Let's do r. So, let's look for dE. There's some dE. There's some dE. I started with 7. I'm adding 8. I now have 15 dE. Anything else? Yeah, sure, we've got some d squareds here. Let's look for some more. No, there are no more d squared, so I started with 7 and I finished still with those 7 d squareds. What else do I have? E squareds. I've got 7 there. I've got another one there. Well, that means that I'm going to end up with 8 e squareds. Do I have anything else? Yeah, here's some d. And here's some more d. Start with 1, get 2 more. I'm going to end up with 3d. So there we go. We've used everything now. That's the answer. 15de plus 7d squared plus 8e squared plus 3d. Grand. Now that's just addition. The next question, We're collecting like terms, but it may involve subtraction. That's okay, we're going to do it exactly the same way. Let's jump straight into E. Alright, we'll go for E. Let's just zoom in a bit. Okay, I've got 7I, and I've got some J's and some other J's. Right, that I is the only place it's appearing, so we can't do anything with that. We're going to finish with 7I, because nothing can happen to it. The J's, on the other hand, start with 8, take away 4. If I had 8 J's and someone stole 4 J's, I'm going to have 4 J's left over, aren't I? So I'm still going to have 4J left over. Right, let's go down here. Let's do I. 4 minus 2t plus 7. Well, this 2t, there's nothing else I can do with it. I can do something with my 7 and 4. Right, so the 4 and the 7, I can do something with them. I've got 11. 4 and 7 is 11. That 2t has still been subtracted. Minus 2t. In fact, just keep in mind, that minus sign belongs to the thing that comes immediately after it. Okay, so some people in the maths class today were trying to do things like 4 take away the 7 because they saw 4 minus, okay, I'll leave the 2, oh, the 7, okay, I'll 4 minus 7. No, you can't do that. That's a plus 7 because there's a plus right in front of it. The sign belongs to the number that comes immediately after. So that minus symbol belongs to the 2t. So it's still minus 2t. Right, let's come over this side. Let's do t. I'm just doing a few, picking out a few at random because information evening is coming up. And I just want to do this quickly first. 15a plus 11a. That is going to give me 26a. What else do I have? Well, I've got some b's. They've been added. So plus 23. Okay, what just happened to that? Yep, we're back. Just move this over a bit. I think when I write near the edge, the computer doesn't like it. So, where was I? 23b. Yes, that's what we're doing. 23b. Still minus 17. Nothing else to mix up with the 17, so just there we go. We'll do one more. This last one, we'll look at v. We have 18t cubed. Right, where else do we have t cubed? It's there, and that's the only places that it appears. So we had 18t cubed. We're taking away 2 of them. We're going to be left with 16t cubed. What else do we have? Well, there's a t squared, and there's a t squared, and there's a t squared. Okay, we can do stuff with all of these. Let's start with 17, and we'll take away 7 of them, so we're down to 10. Then we add 3 more, so we're back up to 13. So we have 13 t squareds. Cool. Those were some examples from the first page. Let's have a quick look down here. What's on the second page? Let's go to this. Write in index notation. Okay, we have k. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. They've all been multiplied, so what we have is k to the power of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 y's that have been multiplied, so y to the power of 10. These seem a bit simple. We'll come down here. Let's do g now. 3 4s are 12, so we can do the numbers first. 3 4s are 12. And then we do, what letter do we have? Well, we have x. How many of them do we have? Well, we have 1, 2, 3 of them. So it's cubed. 12x cubed. So that's just a bit of a faster way. Do the numbers, and then what letter do you have, and how many of them? Let's look at I. Do the numbers. 5 9s. 5 9s are 45. What letters do you have? Well, I've only got F. How many of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, so it's to the power of 5. So 45, F to the power of 5. Let's do the very last one. It's looking quite long, but that's okay. It doesn't mean it's harder. It just means that there might be more steps. It might take a bit longer, but that's okay. Look for the numbers first. I see a 2 by 4. Okay, so 2 4s, 8. What letters do we have? We've got P, we've got Q, we've got R. So 8, P, Q, R. Now that's not the end. We need to say how many of them we have. Right, P's. 1, 2, 3, 4. So to the power of 4. Q's 1, 2, so it's squared. R's 1, 2, 3, so it's cubed. So all that very long looking thing is just 8 p to the power of 4 q squared r cubed. Right, let's move on. Let's do something else. Expanded form, well, I don't have time, I've got to go and get ready. Let's just do 1, we'll do D. So, a to the power of 6, b cubed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. These have all been multiplied together. And we've got 3 b's. 1, 2, 3. There we go. A to the power of 6, b cubed. Everything's just been multiplied together. Wow, that b on the end looks shocking. A little bit better. Okay, so we've got 6 a's been multiplied along with 3 b's. It's all been multiplied together. And there we go. Jumping down a page. Add or subtract. Well, this is essentially what we were doing before. We're just doing it with like terms. We'll just do a couple. So let's look at, I don't know, J. We'll do J. We have like terms. We've got C and we've got C. Okay, you started with minus 3 of them. What happened? You lost another 2. That's going to put you down at minus 5, isn't it? And what is the term? The term is C. So we have minus 5C. The next one, Q squared is our term. We started with 7. No, we didn't. We started with minus 7, but we added one more. That's going to bring us back up a little bit to minus 6 of those Q squareds. Coming across, let's see, 4ab minus 5ab, or 4 minus 5 is minus 1, and our term is ab, so we're going to have minus 1ab. Notice I'm just writing minus ab. It's algebra. We know that it is minus 1, but in algebra we tend to not write a 1, so just minus ab. What have we got on the next one? Simplify where possible. Okay, some of these might not be possible. Let's look at this one right here. It's C. We started with 9k. We took 1 away. We're left with 8k. Over to F. We started with 4m squared. We add 3m. Now, we don't have 7 because this is m squared and that is m. And they are not the same. They are different things. So you'll notice the question said simplify where possible. Well, in this case, we can't. So our answer is 4m squared plus 3m. You actually, well, that m didn't really work out. You can't really do anything with this. So we just rewrite the question. Ditto with k, you can't do anything with that because that's m cubed, and m squared, you can't do it. So just rewrite the whole thing out. You cannot simplify that at all. Ditto with this one here. We have a t and we've got a nothing, can't do anything with it. J, we can. We started with minus 3r. We took away 6r. That will put us at minus 9r. And I above can't do anything because the a is different from the b. So it's just minus 2a minus 6b. Leave it alone. Right, simplify again by collecting like terms. Let's just jump in. We'll go straight to E. I've got 5b minus 2b. So I have 3b. And then what else do I have? Well, I've got some c's. I start with 3 and I take away 7. So I'm going to be left with minus 4c. Okay, 3 take away 7 is minus 4. So I have negative 4c. Or you could read it as minus 4c. G, minus 3p plus a p. That'll put us back up to minus 2, and we're talking about p. In terms of q, I start with 7, 2 are taken away. I will be left with 5 of those q's. Cool. Multiplying. Okay, do the numbers first, and then what letters do you have, and then how many of them. Looking at C here, minus 5 times 4, 4 5s are 20, but it's minus, so minus 20. What letters do I have? I've got B, and how many? I've got 2 of them. Next one, 2 3s are 6, minus times a minus is a positive, so it's just positive 6. I've only got G as my letter, 6G is my answer. P P times Q is PQ, but do the numbers first. Remember, there aren't any numbers in here, but when there are no numbers, the number is a 1. Minus P is actually minus 1P, and that's multiplied by 1Q. So 1 times 1 is 1, which we're not going to bother writing, but that minus is still there. So we have minus PQ. Jumping over a bit, what have we got? 10m divided by negative 2m. Well, same deal. Do the numbers first. 10 divided by 2 is 5, but there's a minus in there, so that's going to be minus 5. What letters do I have? Well, none, actually, because that m is going to cancel out that m, and I'm not going to have any m's left. So just minus 5 for this one. The next one will give me minus 2. Minus 14 divided by 7 will be minus 2. AB divided by A, those A's will cancel, but I'm still going to have B left over, so minus 2B. Last one, 8 CDE divided by minus 4 CE. 8 divided by minus 4 will be minus 2. The C's will cancel, the E's will cancel. I will still have a D left over. Right, that's going to have to wrap it up because I need to go and do stuff. But there you go, just a bit of algebra revision. Well, that's the video done. If you liked it, brilliant. Hit the like button and leave me a comment too. Now you know what to do. Go hit that subscribe button. We'll see you next time.